What's up, fellow classers? It's Paulian here, and we're going to do a video that we haven't done in a while as far as how would you hit these bases at Town Hall 10, just because we have a lot of different types of attacks, and I wanted to showcase them all with different styles and everything and see how you guys would hit it, and if you see the same kind of thought process that went into deciding which strategy to use. So let's go ahead and put our little banner on top of there as we go into our first attack. And also, I think I got some comments that said that they wanted to know which bases were hit fresh and which ones were cleanup attacks. And for these attacks, unfortunately, every single one of them was a cleanup attack except for the very last one. So we'll look at that, and if I remember, I'll remind it and I'll mention that again. But all of these were cleanup attacks. So they knew what was in the CC, probably pretty much a good idea of where a lot of the traps were and so forth. So that's another thing that goes into this type of attack is finding out what was successful and was not. Maybe it was just duplicating an exact attack that already happened. So here we go with the base style. I'll scroll up a little bit so you guys can see it. Put it on pause. We see where the Town Hall is, which is incredibly crucial for Town Hall 10, 11, and 12 attacks using wall wreckers or blimps, and then where everything else is. And we'll go ahead and take out the banner, and we'll see exactly what kind of attack this is. And it is a Laloon attack with Valks in the CC, just two Lava Hounds and the rest of the Loons to take care of this base. And I believe we're sending everything in at 3 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. I've watched a lot of different attacks, so I could be confusing this. A very, very nice use of Giants on this one. That's right. That's what I remember about this. Being able to not have to go with the Golem, but just dropping a couple Giants in there to tank for just a little bit so that these the Wizards can get in there, take care of some of these outlying defenses as well as that baby dragon, and using that wall wrecker as the Golem. That's it's almost like a cold-blooded entry without actually having to use golems. That wall wrecker is doing its job, freezing that Inferno Tower, allowing the giant to get in close. The Barbarian King to get in close enough to take it out, and then we have to worry about these CC troops. But the King and Valks are beating through here. Queen is cleaning up from the flanks. She has to take care of that big dragon that's there. And I'm not sure we got a really awesome push with the Valks and King. Maybe with a jump they would have gotten all those the sweeper and CC and bomb tower and everything else. I'm not quite sure. It's tough to say, but anyway, the Queen is doing her thing, and she's unfortunately under Inferno Tower and already popped the ability, so she's not going to be able to get all those things I mentioned: the Inferno Tower, the Sweeper, and Bomb Tower, things that probably the Kill Squad would have had with a jump. But nonetheless, we've got a very long sweeping deployment of Laloon here, and just really nice getting all those Loons to converge right into the core, all the way from 1 o'clock to 8 o'clock and coming all into the core where we can use that rage, taking out that wizard tower, and then making its way down towards 3 o'clock. And just really nice use of all the spells there and deployment. We're using a heal there. I'm not sure. We could have probably used a rage or 2 hastes, and they would have pushed through this base a little bit quicker. And there's really not too much to take them out as far as just I think there was an AD, and which the heal does really nothing against an AD, and the Teslas, which it does help with. So we've got a bunch of minions. We've got some wizards down there, and we've got a whole bunch of the loons, and we're just doing our cleanup right now. So I'll go ahead and put it on 2x speed so you guys can see all the cleanup. We're popping a couple of skelly spells there, or skelly traps more, and no big deal. We've got plenty of loons and pups to take care of everything there. Town Hall goes down, and finally the elixir drill goes down. So we'll put up that banner one more time, and we will go down to number 18, just one base. All right, here we go. Here is your base that you're looking at. Just take a look at where the Town Hall is again. Centralized Inferno Towers, 2 bomb towers right by each other where the enemy queen is, and Wizard Towers semi-reachable on the outside of the base. So let's look at what Chaos used in order to hit this base, and it was basically a mass hog. Have a couple of bowlers in there, wizard. We have one wall, one wall breaker. I don't know what that was for. That's just an interesting composition, but we'll probably see. And just a couple giants, and we've got a bowler bounce. Say that 3 times fast. We've got a bowler bounce coming in at 7 o'clock, and then a couple other. I think we have got bowler bounces at 6 o'clock. Oh, that's what that wall breaker was for, to trigger the giant bomb. Really, really smart. I love the invention or the innovation of some of these attacks. 2 troop space to trigger a giant bomb, and really just keeping everything intact, and it's saving that bowler there. It's just a great thing if you're deploying your hogs. They don't have to come in on that. But we've got the wall wrecker that's already been busted. The CC has been triggered. The King has popped his ability, and Queen is coming up from the flank yet again. We had a golem in the clan castle. I'm not a big fan of the golem. I think that like either bowlers or Valks can get a stronger push, especially with this type of core, but I understand the reasoning. There's 2 Inferno Towers converging into that core where they're coming in, and golems are probably one of the better tanks when it comes to that. I think Valks will tank a little bit more, because since the Inferno Tower has to heat up on each one of them, so whatever, it's not a big deal. And let me just scroll down. I know you all want me to scroll the entire thing so you can see the attack and the deployment of all these hogs coming in. We've got 2 more heals. I think we had 5 heals on this hog deployment coming in. They do hit a giant bomb on the outside. We've used that 4th heal right there at around 10 o'clock, and then we've got 1 more heal that we have to worry about. But we have no more splash damage. We just have to worry about these skellies on that skelly trap that's coming, doing quite a bit of damage to them. But nothing else. None of these defenses really pose much of a threat. Only spring traps and the skelly trap are what the hogs have to worry about, especially with this single Inferno Tower. They can take care of that without too much of a problem and not have to be healed. And we'll go ahead and speed it up 2 times as we watch the hogs clean up. And we've got some archers down, and that poor giant is trying his best to take out those gold mines. He actually succeeds, and now helping out with the goblin there. And we've got this pretty much wrapped up, and very nice hit. There's your composition right there, with your golem and giant in the CC, and the rest of the troops to help get in the 3-star. Okay, let's go ahead and put up the image again, and we'll go all the way down to number 26. All right, let's take a look at this base right here. Again, close Inferno Towers, Town Hall at around 11 o'clock. Queen's very centralized with 2 bomb towers on the other side. You see a very common structure for the bases at Town Hall 10. You want to protect your queen with bomb towers for air attacks, and make them earn it on the opposite side coming in to go all the way through the base in order to get to the queen and not make her so easily accessible. Here we go. I'll show you what the attack was. And probably one of my favorites at this time is the mass miner attack. Has a loon and a wizard in there for good luck, but we've got 5 heals and 1 freeze with a poison to take care of that CC. And I don't remember if this is the one with the La Loon CC in it. I think it is. We've got a troll Tesla there at 9 o'clock. Yeah, 9 o'clock. The one loon I think got hit by a black Sam. Or a seeking air mine, and then the queen was able to clean that up. Then we've got the king and queen coming in at opposite sides, 1 at 9, 1 at 6, and I think this is the one that has a La Lune in the CC. So we really don't need to have much of a push from the king queen just to clear out all those pathings so the miners can get in there. We've got dropped their entire wall of miners, with the wall wrecker also having miners in it, and there we go with our La Lune CC. So we're going to poison and freeze that loon, because we do not want any drops on our miners, and we want that poison to take it out. So loons move so slow, and they kind of get juked there when the miners go underneath. They don't know what to do. So freezing and using that poison to make sure they stay in there is a good thing. We have 3 heals. Now we have 2 more heals left as we have miners pushing through the base. We've got a core group of miners up at the 3 o'clock area making their way towards that Inferno Tower, and then we've got another group making their way up towards noon. And fortunately, that Lava Hound is really doing nothing against them, just doing very minimal damage. But I think the main group of our miners are now coming at 3 o'clock, and we've got another heal left over, but we're being incredibly patient. Now I freak out at this point. I heal at this wizard tower, because if I lose this group of miners right here, my attack is done. So I would have probably healed and probably would have not got the 3-star at this point, because that Lava Hound is still on top of just a miner or a couple miners, doing almost no damage to them, but all the rest of the miners are living on death row. Their time is very limited until they get that heal, because I think they're on almost no hit points left. Let's see. Yeah, you can see their hit points incredibly low, very, very low hit points. If they hit even a small bomb possibly. So he's really playing it tough here. Now, finally, as they get into that bomb tower range, he heals them up. Really nice heal. Maybe could have been dropped down a little bit lower just to make sure those other miners that were coming from the south were getting into that heal. But no big deal at all. We've got it taken care of, and now they can take care of that wizard tower without any kind of problem. If I would have healed back at 3 o'clock, they would have definitely been taken out by the bomb tower and Wiz tower. So I guess he really had no choice but to be patient like that. But still, a really, really nice job. So enjoyed that attack immensely. And the Lava Hound is still up in the enemy CC. Okay. So only a couple more. Let's go down to number 27. And we'll take a look at this one. There we go. And keeping it on pause, we've got our town hall way in the corner at 9 o'clock, and we've got kind of that diamond-shaped base there where the king, queen right by each other. The Inferno Tower's semi in the core, but more like at 6 and 12 o'clock, and there we go. Let's show you the attack. And this one is a tri-Laloon. So we showed you a Laloon in the very, very beginning, but you know my love for tri-Laloon. I just love that attack. So credit's going to come in here with a tri-Laloon using a bowler bounce. And if you guys are not taking advantage of bowler bounces at Town Hall 10, 11, and 12, definitely look into it. You want to minimize the amount of troops that you need to do funneling, and bowlers, if they have if they can skip, they can get a couple buildings without stepping in front of archer towers or cannons. It's just so worth it. Look at that bottom bowler still going, doing splash damage to all these buildings. We've got the wall wrecker coming in at 3 o'clock with the queen right behind it. I think we have Valks in the CC. We do. And we've triggered the CC right now, the enemy CC, but we've got Valks coming through tanking for that enemy CC. They do get taken out very quickly. We've dropped our poison on the baby dragon and the queen. We've had to pop her ability, but we have 3 lava hounds on this attack and 20 something balloons, so quite a bit left to go ahead and wreck this base. We've already dropped our loons at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, and just moving it so we can center a little bit better. And then we're just using our Laloon deployment here. We still have another Lava Hound that we have not dropped yet, so being very, very patient around that 9 o'clock area. As we trigger some more of the, there we go. We've sent our last Lava Hound in at 9 o'clock with the rest of the loons to follow up. Fortunately, the loons at 12 are going to take care of that sweeper so that we can get the rest of the loons in through the base as they're coming in through 9 o'clock. Drop some more and at 9:30 or 10 just to follow up. We still have a Lava Hound that has not popped, but that will be rectified right now by that AD. And then we have another heal that's going to come in at 7 o'clock. And that heal could have been a rage. It could have been 2 hastes again. Not really any splash damage to heal those loons. So it just depends, but just playing it safe that way. Let us go ahead and fast forward it. In fact, we'll put it on 4 times speed just because we just want to get rid of this attack. It was a very, very nice attack. Love the tri-Laloon. And there you go. I'll let you see the actual army composition. There we go. And I think we just have 2 more attacks. and then we'll wrap it up. All right, number 30. Moonraker coming in on this one. Put it on pause just so you can see the actual base. Now we've got another town hall way up in that 12 o'clock area, all the way at the edge, and then you've got your Inferno towers spread out and your Wiz towers, some of them in the core, some of them accessible on the edge. So let's go ahead and see what attack was used on here. And this one was going to be the Bowler Witch attack with a 1 golem and 5 giants. So basically, you kind of call it a shattered entry with a wall wrecker. But using a jump, a freeze, 2 rages, and 2 heals on this. And we've got our bowlers and witches at 9 o'clock, and then we're going to drop the rest of our bowlers and then our bowlers, witches, and wall wrecker at 6 o'clock. So they all kind of get funneled right up in there in that 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock area. And just going and hitting the base front on, full speed ahead, dropping the king queen. As that wall wrecker breaks through the wall, the king queen will reroute down towards the 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock area, triggering the CC. We got loon, baby dragon, and some other stuff in there. Poison will take care of that. We still haven't had to pop the king or queen yet, just still waiting on that. But we're tanking those Inferno towers with, I think it's a Valkyrie, and then as we make their way through the base, I'll scroll up a little bit more as everything's coming into the area. We will drop a really nice jump on around that 12 o'clock to connect all those compartments, and then we have the heroine queen come in here, and she's just going to take care of all of these defenses with the help of the rest of the kill squad and the rest of the ancillary things. But we have nobody or no troops up at that 10 o'clock area, so it's really up to the queen. Fortunately, she does have her ability, so she'll take out the AD, she'll take out the bomb tower, kind of juke that archer tower and move into the mortar range, decide to shoot through a mortar. Can she not take that jump? I don't understand that at all. She should be able to take the jump. There we go. She's taking the jump now. I guess she's listening to me on the repeat. Taking that jump there, but she'll be able to move all the way around here. And as soon as she gets in towards that archer tower range, she can pop her ability and hopefully then target the archer tower, since it is in range of where she is. So right now she has to take care of that gold storage, but popping the ability, and the next building is the archer tower. There we go. Queen a MVP on this particular attack, and then we've got the witch, and I think it's an archer, a couple archers there at noon, taking out that town hall. But the base is wrecked at this point, so we'll go ahead and just do 2-speed and let them clean it up. Boom, done. Really nice attack. So we see the bowler, witch, or the bitch attack there, and then our last one, we're gonna go down to 32, and like I mentioned before, this is the only fresh hit that I'm showing right here. So this is the first attack on the base. So let's see what attack it was. There we go. It's a little bit lower as far as the level of Town Hall 10, not max defenses by any means, but still some high max wizard towers, max expos. We have max. I don't think it will tell me if the Inferno towers are not, and I always get confused, but it's a pretty high Town Hall 10 base. And Cassie doesn't have max heroes, so if you want to take that into notice as I show you the attack right here, we've shown you a mass hog. This is going to be more like a go ho, or yeah, I think we have Valks in there, go hova. So we're going to watch this one. And we've got our golem coming in here, and we use the wall wrecker as another golem. So even though it's cold-blooded, meaning using one golem, we are still utilizing the wall wrecker too. So it's almost like having a shattered entry. Popping that giant bomb on entry is always a nice thing. Going against an electro dragon, I'm not a big fan of putting electro dragons in the CC. I find like they shoot so slow, even though they do pretty good damage. They're just incredibly slow, especially under poison. So I don't really see the huge value there. I'm sure they do really well against minors, that would probably be one thing, but I just don't see them that useful. Just very specific troops. So we've got our queen still alive. You already popped the ability, but we've got our hogs coming in at around noon, and I think they had. I don't know if they had 5 or 4 heals, but they've already dropped one of the heals down. So we've got another heal coming in at 9 o'clock just to help these hogs push through the base. We don't have any more poisons, and we're gathering quite a bit of skellies from that skelly trap. But sitting in heals the entire time, the hogs are not worried too much about it. And then we've got one last heal, probably isn't even necessary as there's no splash damage at all left, just a couple of point defense. We've got one mortar, but that mortar's not going to do anything. And then we've got pretty much nothing else that we have to worry about. So we've got wizards trying to punch through the wall to get towards that noon compartment. There we go. They finally get through, so they'll be able to take care of the gold storages and the CC, and then we've got another wizard at 9 o'clock going up that way. So really nice cleanup troops. Everything's doing their job, and we've got a nice job. They're actually not converging. They're actually going away from each other, but still cleaning it up nonetheless. So a really nice attack. Let's put it on double speed, and we can see the cleanup there. And then the hogs will jump the wall and take care of that. Final altar, the queen altar. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. A whole bunch of different styles of attacks, and that's what I really wanted to focus on. Town Hall 10 is becoming so versatile in the type of attacks you can use. I think Town Hall 10 is probably the most balanced, as it, for me, it almost has been from the beginning. Quite a bit easier now that they've put the wall wrecker in and buffed some of the troops, but not at all overpowered to where you can just close your eyes and hit a base and get the 3-star. So definitely a fun Town Hall 10. I'm planning on sticking around here for quite some time. I feel like Town Hall 11 and 12 to me looks a little easier. I think we have higher success rates, but I could be wrong. I mean, it's definitely not easy for those type of things. It depends on the your troops and the style. But anyway, talk long enough. Go ahead and use these different compositions. Get a good feel for what makes sense for you and what you're most comfortable with. Use your friendly challenges. Get those 6-star clan wars and practice those 3-star attacks.